Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching Nile Cruise on a very victorious day here in Egypt, a glorious day that all Egyptians here in Egypt are celebrating today, dear viewers. And today we're celebrating with you from a very special place, from the Egyptian Air Force Museum here in Cairo, in Heliopolis. And visiting this amazing museum is a must, dear viewers. The museum is an amazing experience for young kids and adults. It offers a fair variety of aircraft in display, and guests are allowed, dear viewers, to touch and even ride some of the aircraft on display, so it offers an amazing experience. And in this regard, dear viewers, we have with us a very special guest to know more about the museum activities, and we are delighted to host Irini Nader, a tour guide at the Egyptian Air Force Museum. A very good day, Irini.
Hello, good morning.
Irini, could you please tell us when and why was the Egyptian Air Force Museum established?
Actually, the main reason to establish this museum to let the generation know what the Egyptian Air Force is and what the Egyptian Armed Force is as well. This is the main target of this museum. So yes, but we consider ourselves as well as the soft power of the Air Force. As I say, because the Armed Force always, and the Air Force especially, always talking about the military stuff, the aircrafts, the missiles, but here we're talking about different things. We're having a different weapons, but with art, with the music, with entertainment, so that's what we call ourselves.
Irini, when was it established?
In 2016. We opened it actually for 2016, but actually we established this museum in 1996, the starting of establishing this museum.
You renovated the museum. It was renovated and refurbished?
Yes. We open for people to come. It was, before that, it was just for VIPs. But then open for everyone in 2016.
Irini, what makes this a museum different and special than other museums? What is the very different aspects of this museum?
Yes. Usually, you go to a museum just watching everything around and then you leave. But this is not the case here. We want this place to open for everyone, for the married couple, for the kids, for everyone. That's why we're having green areas for kids. We're having a playground. We have a cafeteria. We wanted this place to open for everyone. To spend the whole day. We have a lot of activities for everyone. We capture all the categories, not just the adults, not just the people interested for the aviation field, and that's it. So that's what makes this place is very special.
Irini, would you tell us more about the planes displayed in this museum, and what is the most famous one?
There is no such a thing here as a special aircraft, because all the aircrafts here are special. Especially they are real. They are not a maquette, not a mock-up, and actually participated at the war. So this is the unique thing here in the museum. We have a 27 aircraft outside. We have 2 tours outdoor and inner section. For the outdoor display, we have 27 aircrafts. All of those are real. We start to explain every one of those. We have the first aircraft made in Egypt, literally. We have the first aircraft made in Egypt with a jet engine. So we have a really, really special aircrafts here. So yeah.
We are in October, of course, the month of the glorious victory. How does this museum express the significant role of the Egyptian Air Force, of course, during the war?
Usually we opening for free for everyone to celebrate this. Of course, this victory, and we called it the October spirit. And because October for us, it was a spirit, not just a war. If you just focus a little bit, it wasn't just about the Air Force and the Army Force. It was about the whole people, all the Egyptians, women, elderly people, kids, everyone. So it was really important for us to celebrate this with everyone. Having a music band, we open for free for everyone. We have a lot of activities. So yes, it's really important to celebrate this spirit with everyone, especially the new generation, to let them know what happened actually in that time.
Okay, mentioning kids, mentioning activities here at the museum, mentioning the focusing on the new generation, could you tell us more about the activities that are held here at the museum for the new generation and the kids?
So it's so hard If you have kids, it's so hard to bring them here and tell them that the MiG-21 just defeated the F-4. He just look at me and say, what you're talking about? I don't get you. So we're trying to simplify all kind of information we're having here, but in a really simple way. We're having a puppet show for kids, for the smaller kids. We're having a workshop to use their hands. We're having also camps here. We're running camp to let them, not just the kids, even the youth, to teach them the basics of aviation science, one of the most important science in the world. So this is how we try to approach for everyone. We want to be involved with the society, not just doing the military stuff and that's it. So yeah.
How do you view, Irini, the feedback of the children that participate in the activities of the museum?
It's great. They having fun. They're not imagining that happening here. Everyone, they have the typical idea for the museum that's so boring. They don't want to come here. But when they come here, when they actually go inside the aircraft, having this kind of science, playing within aircrafts, it's totally different mood. It's totally different feelings. Right.
What are your tips for the parents to enjoy the museum with their children?
To come. This is my tip.
How do they enjoy when they come?
When they come, they having the tour. As I mentioned, we have different activities. We're having sectors here. We're having something different away from the Air Force. We're having things showing the landmarks of Egypt, as something like a simulator. Here as well at the museum, we're running events totally away from the Air Force. We celebrated the Valentines, by the way, with the elderly people. Yeah,
that's
we
wonderful.
did. We're having exhibit here for the Egyptian products. So I called it here the difficult equation. We give them people what they want, the entertainment, but give them what we want at the end, the knowledge and the history. So this is how we're dealing with everything here.
Okay, how would these activities raise the children's passion to learn more about the history of their country, which is Egypt, of course?
Actually, as I mentioned at the beginning, they come here and they don't know that they're gonna have fun. It's boring a little bit for them to just listening to history. So when they, especially for the aviation science, when they come here and taking session at the aviation field, and they know how the aircraft flies, and then they apply everything at the session with their hands, I think it makes a difference for them. I think so.
Does this museum get the deserved propaganda? And from your own point of view, how do we promote more for this amazing museum?
Actually, in my opinion, of course, it needs more. It needs more, of course. We're trying as much as we can. We're having a page on a Facebook, Egyptian Air Force Museum. We're doing, as I told you, events totally away from the Air Force. We're trying as much as we can to do the propaganda this place deserves, because it's worth it. From this place, I just invite everyone to come here, because they're gonna have a real, a totally different experience. I promise them with that.
Okay, Irini, before we wrap up this interview on this very special day, a very victorious, glorious day to all Egyptians, of course, a very special day to our hearts, which marks history. What do you have to tell us?
As I say, just come here. I promise you're going to find a lot of things, very entertaining things. You're going to know what Egypt is and what Egypt was and what we are capable of doing. So yes, this is my message.
Irini Nader, tour guide at the Egyptian Air Force Museum. We thank you very much for this informative interview. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dear viewers, you're still watching Nile Cruise from a very special place, a venue, an amazing place that you well deserved to visit, the Egyptian Air Force Museum. We'll be right back again. Don't go away. See you watching Nile Cruise on TV International.